Question number 5. The spinal structure AB2O4 consists of an FCC array of oxygen ions in which option A cation occupies 1/8 of the tetrahedral holes and B occupies 1/2 of the octahedral holes. Option B, a cation occupies 1/4 of the tetrahedral holes and B occupies the octahedral holes, that means completely. C, a cation occupies 1/8 of the octahedral holes and B cation occupies the tetrahedral holes. D, a cation occupies 1/4 of the octahedral holes and B occupies the tetrahedral holes. All right. So now let's take into consideration of the option A. Okay. So before directly entering into the option A, first we need to understand that it is an FCC array. So in an FCC array, what is going to happen is that the coordination number is going to be 12. Okay, so let's take this over here as the coordination number is going to be 12. This is our first point of understanding, right? Second point of understanding over here is that in such kind of cases, if I'm going to consider this as N, okay, the tetrahedral voids, now the relationship comes as 2 into N, and that is going to be as 24 as N is equal to 12, right? And the octahedral voids. So octahedral voids are going to be N is equal to 12. This is what we know, right? Now let's speak with respect to the options. This is the first thing that we need to keep in our mind. Okay, because we are going to use this in these all the options. So when I'm speaking about the option A cation occupies 1/8 of the tetrahedral voids. Now A is going to occupy 1/8 of the tetrahedral voids. Tetrahedral voids, what we have is 24. So 24. So this one will become as 3. While B is going to occupy 1/2. Okay, so 1/2 into 12, and that is going to be as 6. Okay, so here I have A as 3, B as 6, or I can write it down as A as 1, B as 2. So AB2. So this is AB2. It is giving me an AB2 option here. Okay, that is correct. So option A is correct one. But let's observe the next cases also. So when you observe about the condition number 2, that is the option B. A cation occupies 1/4. All right, so a cation is going to occupy cation, that is the A. A cation occupies 1/4 of the tetrahedral voids. Now tetrahedral voids are 24, right? So when it occupies this, so in this particular condition, what we are going to have is we are going to have here as 6 atoms, right? And at the same time, B is going to occupy, if we observe B, it occupies the octahedral voids, all the octahedral voids. So as it is occupying all the octahedral voids over here, I'm going to have the answer as 12. So therefore, A, B, so therefore A is going to be 6, B is going to be 12, is going to be as A, B, 2 again. So therefore, the option B is also correct. Now, if you observe about the next options, that is the option C. Let's observe the option C here. So A cation occupies 1/8 of the octahedral voids. 1/8 of octahedral voids. Octahedral voids, A. This is what they are speaking with respect to A, right? So I'm going to have over here as, this is going to be as 2/3, oh, sorry, 3/2, right? And B is going to occupy, what they have said, B is going to occupy all the tetrahedral voids. So they are 24. So therefore, here, if I'm going to say of A and B is going to be A is going to be as 3/2, B is going to be 24, right? So here it is going to be as this particular case, 3/2 is to 24. So this is not a correct option. Okay, let's observe the option D. So in an option D, when we have here, it is the A cation. A cation is going to occupy 1/4 of the octahedral words. Octahedral words, how much we have? 12. Okay, and B is going to occupy all the tetrahedral words. So tetrahedral words we have 24. So A is going to be 3 and B is going to be 24. Okay, again, this is not option. This is an option which is not going to give me a correct answer. So if you observe, the option C is going to give me this. Option D is going to give me this. But the first two options are the correct ones, which are going to give me the answer as AB2 over here and AB2 over here, because we have the spinal structure over here as AB2, and that is going to act as a correct answer. So therefore, over here, the answer, that is A and B, are correct ones. So answer option A and option B.